Hi, good evening. I'm Spandana KS. I would like to thank the WebStack Academy for providing me this opportunity to enhance my technical skills and gain the practical experience. Through this learning journey, I have worked on the developing a real-world application and improving my knowledge in the web technologies. So today I am here to explain this project and its features, the working process and implementation. First, I will go through the presentation that I have prepared based on this project. So let me slideshow it. So this internship was a 30-day hands-on training program focused on a full stack web development using the MERN stack. Instead of learning only the web theory, we developed a real-world application called a Food Genie. The main objective was to understand the front-end and back-end development, work with the databases, build the REST APIs, implement the authentications, and explore AI-powered features that improve the user experience. So, Food Journey is an AI-powered food ordering platform. The users can create an account, browse the restaurants, view the menus, add the food items to the cart, and place orders securely. Administrators can manage the restaurant's menus and users through a dedicated dashboard. The application also includes AI features such as food recommendations and review analysis. While designing the project, we focused on security, performance, scalability, and providing a responsive user interface. The project was developed using the MERN stack. React.js was used to build this front-end interface, while Express.js and Node.js handled the backend server and API development. So MongoDB at last stored the application data, and Redux Toolkit managed the application state. Anxious handled the communication between the front end and the back end. JWT secured the user authentication. Cloudinary stored the images. Stripe was integrated for payment processing. Using a JavaScript throughout the stack made the development faster and more efficient. So when we come to the architecture and design, the application follows the client-server architecture. When a user performs an action on the React frontend, an API request is sent using the anxious. Express routes receives the request and forward it to the appropriate controller. Then the controller contains the business logic and interacts with the database through the Mongoose models. Finally, the response is sent back to the front end and then displayed to the user, where authentication is implemented using a JWT, while passwords are securely hashed using a Bitcrypt. The backend server was developed using a Express.js and connected to MongoDB Atlas through Mongoose. REST APIs were created for user registration, login, resort management, menu operations, orders, and payments. AI services were integrated to generate dish descriptions, analyze the customer reviews, recommend the food items, and process the natural language search queries. Throughout the development, Postman was used to test the API endpoints and ensure the correct functionality before connecting them to the front end. So, the internship provided valuable practical experience in full stack web development. I learned how to build a scalable web application using the MERN stack, create a secure authentication systems with JWT, and integrate Mongo databases and develop REST APIs and implement AI powered features. Overall, this project strengthened both my technical knowledge and problem solving skills, giving me a confidence to work on real world web applications. So, this is the end of the presentation that I have created just for a introduction of how we have built. So, I will go to the demo of the project that I have built. Let me open the project. So this is the VS Code we have created. Now I would like to demonstrate this where the food journey application that was developed during the internship. Um, in the I have opened the Food Genie folder through the VS Code. We have two folders, that is backend and a frontend folder. So when we go to the backend, we have created a config files and controllers, middlewares, and models, routes, node modules, services, cards, app.js, package JSON, everything that is required in the backend for creating this project. And when we go to a front end, the UI, how it looks in front of the users, all those things have been presented. So I would like to run this project. Go to the terminal. So I will split this since we have two folders, that is backend and frontend to run. So inside the Food Journey, I will go to a backend first. And to run this backend, I have to add npm start. So now the backend server is running. The server is starting. Yeah, the backend database is connected now. So we have created the uh, MongoDB database. Now we will run the front end part. We have to go to the front end, and then to run this front end part, we have to give npm run day. So now our front end is created. Now when we run this link in the browser, it opens our project that we have created, the Food Genie. So you can see that there are 8 restaurants and review parts, all those things that have created in the VS Code. So the project is developed using the MERN stack, as I've already told. MongoDB, a database to store the users, restaurants, products, and the orders. Express.js is used for backend API framework, and React.js front-end UI, then Node.js for the server environment. So you can see the front-end UI that is created using the React.js. So when the user opens the Food Journey website, if the user is a new, then the user logs in first. So here we have, if the already there is a login credential is already stored, then they can log in easily. If they are a new user, then we have to go to a new user and type their name. So now I have given Samu and a email of their own and a password of a 6 digit. So first we have to register here. We can also update our avatar. Um, Sorry, I didn't update the phone number. So when we update the phone number, so this email and this everything is already have, so it's showing a duplicate. So I'm changing this. Number is also duplicate, so I will give other number. Now it's registered. So the name profiling is created some of what I have given. So the user details that I have now, the person that I have logged in is will be stored in the MongoDB. So we can see in the users, the person that I have logged in. Wait, I will refresh it. So when the user enters the name, email, password, and the other details, the front end that sends the registration data to the backend API. Then the backend validates the user's details, and then encrypts the password, stores the user information in the MongoDB. So where this is the MongoDB that is. So here the person that named who login Samu that I have created is stored in this MongoDB. So now when he wants to log in again, he don't need to see. I will log out now. And once again after logout, when the person wants to log in again, he don't need to give any new details. The details that he have used to register is will be stored in the MongoDB. So when he enters the email and password, it will be fetched from the MongoDB and the user can successfully log in. So now when we come to the users come to the home page here, this after the login, the React fetches the restaurant and the food data from the backend. The API request is sent using the anxious. The server retrieves the restaurant details that we have already uploaded in the MongoDB database, and the food categories, food items that are present in the particular restaurants, and the food images, the prices, ratings, all are stored in the MongoDB. So we can see all those things here when once we log in, once the users logins. So the user can view the available restaurants, search the restaurants, then filter the food items, check the menus. When the user selects the particular restaurant, the front end sends the restaurant ID to the backend. Then the backend fetches the menu items from the this MongoDB that we have stored, and then food details are displayed here. So when user clicks on a particular food item, the application displays the name, the descriptions, and the price and availability ratings. The ratings. This data comes from the product collection in the MongoDB that is already stored. So when a particular user clicks on Add to Cart, the food item details are stored temporarily in the cart state. So the quantity can be increased or decreased. Total price is calculated dynamically. So the cart data is maintained using the React state management. So when during the checkout process, when the person or the user clicks on a checkout, he directly goes to the stripe that we have created, the details of the delivery address, contact details, and the payment methods. So when we click on this, for now, we have created a card details like this. When we click on the payment, the processing of the payment takes place. The backend creates an order, and the order contains the user ID, food items, quantity, total amount, and the order status. So when you click on the payment integration handles the payment request, transaction verification, order confirmation. After successful payment, order is stored, user receives the confirmation. So when we click on the go to orders, here the details of the orders that we have, order that can be viewed, see the delivery information for whom the product is delivered, everything will be stored here. So in the details of the orders that we have made now is also be stored in the MongoDB. See, this is the one that now the person Samu has store sorry ordered the product. So we can also this is when the person is in the user role. So we can add the products, delete the products. Sorry, we can add the restaurants and manage the orders, all those things by becoming an admin. The admin has a separate access. So one, I will do this summon as an admin, and now I will update this. So now Samu is a admin. Now I'll refresh this. So you can see that when the person who is logging in is a admin, you can see there are option to delete the list of the restaurants, and there is an option to add a restaurant. When I click on this particular add restaurant, here are some names. I will randomly take one, and unless I give XYZ something, or let me take it as a Goa something. So I given a pure veg and something like this values, and I will click on some random URL. So create a new restaurant has been created, and when I click on a particular restaurant, we can add a menus, and here category name I will give a strata. So I will click on create. So here a strata is created. Now when you click on add the item, we can add the item like I will give gobi and rice. Price is of some 35, and description I will give AI disk. This will fetch the details of the particular food item through a AI and manages the details of the particular item that I have entered. And stock we can give as we wish, and the image of the URL we can add the image by giving gobi image, by copying the link from here and by pasting it here. So when I click on the add, a new item has been added. I can delete this item also, and I can give the review. There is a review part, so I can the gobi is delicious. I have given some thing like this. So when I submit this, the review is submitted successfully. So now we can see that Spamana, the restaurant name that I have created, if that is located in Goa, has been created, and the food delicious, all the reviews that are given here, the one that is entered by me and all the AI recommended. And when I click on this, the item that I have added gobi, that is also present. So you can see here when I click on the pure veg, the dishes that are only veg items that are displayed. And when I click on sort by reviews, based on the reviews, the items are arranged, and based on sort by ratings, the items are arranged here. So this is how the FoodGen project works. The front end is responsible for the UI, user interactions, and displaying the data. Backend is responsible for the authentication and basic business logic and API handling. So database is responsible for the storage of the application data. The security features that are implemented are the password encryption and JWT authentication, protected routes, and the input validation. So Food Journey provides a complete digital food ordering solution where the customers can easily search the restaurants, order the food, and manage the carts and track orders. The MERN stack architecture provides scalability, faster development, and efficient communication between the front and back end and database. So thank you for this opportunity. I hope you have understood it better.